Yes, I grew up an adult in a single parent family. Been through a little bit of tragedy. Guess I was around drugs and violence before the day that I started secondary. That's part of it, not half of it. Get the picture, the rest ain't necessary. Growing up, got a little caught up, but that ain't even half of my life. I was also given the knowledge of self that is all we actually need to survive. So if you saw me, age 9, reading Malcolm, just fine. Teachers still treated me stupid. Students that couldn't speak English, they put me in groups with. And the irony is, some of the first men to give me schooling, you were called youngsters. But I already explained that we know what the truth is. They used to say, don't be like me. Yeah, I got a name and dough on the street. Nighttime comes, I can't sleep. It's the part fake rappers don't speak. We don't hit the road because we're thugs. Don't come out and we want to sell drugs. If we got the right guidance and love, would we fight people just like us? How can I not ask us to get by? How do you think I ate as a child? Judge no one, done many things wrong. Just don't boast about it in songs, but listen to my older bars. I was just as confused as you probably are, but you grow when you learn. Trouble, cut. One too many men you know get cut up. One too many men that could have been doctors end up spending the whole life boxed up. You learn. If you study, it's all set out just to make them money. No cover. It's all about getting poor people to fight one another, so it's logical that us killing our brothers, dissing our mothers is right in line with the dominant philosophy of our time. But time is a cycle, not a line. Comes back around, you regain your mind, you be ready for the energy. I tell them my rhyme. Remedy the pedigree, the jeopardy, your mind when the world's this leverage is a crime. We can all fight with our brothers over crumbs. It's harder to fight the one who makes guns. We can all talk shit and get $2. Harder to be the one who seeks knowledge. If we understood economics, we know money's nothing. Think nothing of it. Money is a means to get wealth. Not the wealth itself, and don't get confused far from what you see me do. I own, but I won't hang what I make around my neck. I know from where the diamonds came, but I do literally own a library that definitely costs more than your chain. And businesses and property, far from starving. I eat quite properly, and I don't care. I just said it for the kids. You need to know you're not known to listen. You don't know an asset from a liability, because they've never been shown or told the difference. So we don't change situations. The richest man in Britain is Asian, and that's significant, not coincidence. Because when Asian communities build their businesses, it's not by flossing and going out shopping and giving out the culture for everyone's profit. Who runs Bollywood? Indian people. Who runs rap? So we shake up and dance as if racism just upped and vanished. But has it? No, it's right on course. You're beaten so bad, you're trained to ignore. Let me not just make sweeping statements. Give me a second. I'll explain. For small amounts of non-violent drug possession, there's more black people in jail in America than there is for rape and armed robbery and murder all put together. And you can say they're just locking up thugs. But imagine in prison every middle class kid that had ever held drugs. Oh, that's right, that'd be their case. It's bigger than that. What is going on with this? Prison in America is private business. They get paid $50K per year per inmate by the state. Just wait. Also legally are allowed to use their prison inmates as slaves, as cheap slave labor for big corporations. They come out of jail when they can't get a job. So when we celebrate going to jail, we are literally celebrating enslavement. Add to that, the hood that you live in. Engineered social condition that breeds crime by design. Where do you think you get your 9? And you can say that they're just black, but I like to deal with facts. In the 1920s, you would have found in America black towns were prospering centres of economics and education to make you proud. But some people couldn't bear that the former slaves would not just lie down, so the KKK and other hate groups burning those towns to the ground, killing hundreds if it ain't understood. You think you were always living in a witch? It's only been 60 years since the hung blacks and burned them, and it was so cool. They were your baskets, picnic baskets, even gave kids the day off school. Go see a lynching. Have a picnic. It's fun to watch the little monkeys die. People act a little dysfunctional, and we want to pretend that we don't know why. If your skin means you could be killed and you're powerless to get justice about it, it's difficult to figure out how you would then end up feeling about it, and that ain't excuses. I'm just dealing with the roots of abuses that make a reality where a generation of young men speak of ourselves as dirt, casually. That's America. This, Britain. Something similar, some different. In this country, the first enslaved were the working class. What's changed? Worse jobs, worse conditions, most tax, but look where they live. You go to the pub on a Friday night, you will fight with a guy, don't know what for, won't fight with a guy in a suit and a tie, who sends your kids to die in a war. They don't tell you people the richest politicians, it's your kids. The poor British that they're sent to go and die in a foreign land. For these wars that you don't understand. Yeah, they say you are British, and that lovely patriotism they feed you, but in reality you have more in common with immigrants than with your leaders. I know. Both sides of my family, black and white, are fed ghetto mentality, reality in this system. Poor people are dirt regardless of shade. But with that said, let's not pretend that everything is the same. When our grandparents came here to Britain, if you had a criminal record, you couldn't get in. That ain't protect them from all of the stupid abuses they were living. Kicked in the teeth, stabbed in the street. Many times firebombed our houses, put fish sheets through our letterbox, and of course the cops did so much about it. Daily, up to the 80s, people spitting in my pram because I was a coon baby. But of course, that has no effect on why today we're crazy. None of this was for any good reason. They were just dark and breathing. To ease the guilt now for all of this treatment, constant stereotypes are needed. So if I celebrate how big the man, bricks that I'm flipping, clicks that I'm sticking, chicks that I'm hitting, I'm playing my position. But if I teach a kid to be a mathematician, I'm messing with this kid if I live in a Philippines where materialism is no longer our religion. What do you think we got now in Britain? Just like America, private prison. Prison for profit. So that means if your friends go to jail, someone makes money off it. So keep environments that breed crime, build more jails at the same time, market badness to the kids in the rhymes. As long as rich kids ain't dying, it's fine. Get them to the point where some are so lost, they actually believe if they don't celebrate killing themselves off, that's because they're soft. Was Malcolm soft? Was Marley soft? Tell me, was Marcus Garvey soft? Well, was Muhammad Ali soft? Nah. I think not, but they want us to think that the road is cool. And being on road is all we could do. But we don't control the wholesale production, so who benefits from us moving the food? Or thinking there's no way out of road life, but Malcolm X used to hustle on the roadside. Marcus Garvey organized more than 6 million people with no Facebook or Twitter. Why is it something we can't equal? One of my own homeboys did attend straight in the boxing yard. Now what's he doing? Passing his doctorate. Don't tell me that it's too hard. Songbo, who trained you to believe you're inferior? Songbo Evidon in Nigeria are the remains of an ancient moat. Dug 1,000 years ago. It's 20 meters wide, 70 down. Round the remains of an ancient town. It's 400 square miles around. 400 square miles around. Please don't believe me. It was a documentary on BBC, but we ain't studying history. Too busy watching MTV. And MTV said, wear platinum. Now everyone want to go and wear platinum. And MTV said, pop magnums. Now everyone want to go and pop magnum. And MTV said, drink prune juice. You will start hearing that in tune soon. Hey, today I'm moving my car here. And now listen to what I've got to say. Hold on, I drive a Mercedes, by the way, so everyone listen to what I've got to say. Does that make you all happy? Ah, but shh, my head's still nappy. Think for myself. So somebody, put on a mic, ain't not one bad as me. All of this here is good for the rhymes. It put us in the same place at the same time, and it's clear to everybody I'm out of my mind. Some of these guys are running out of the rhymes. It's clear to everybody that's got ears. I'm the guy that they just might fear, that they want to get near, but they can't have a beer. Or dear, I'm hard looking, you just like beer. Fronting the kid for another 5 years, but come to my shows and some criteria see it mean that much to them. It's a movement. I don't speak for myself, but a unit. Black, white, man, woman. Anyone who respects truth, we put it. These dudes are like no dinner, we just put it. There you sweet with no substance, pudding. You can never ever be with a level on. Our songs get played out, level on. We speak for the people, properly not for the old fat guys in offices and the girls. Ain't fair. You can't even be bothered to comb his hair. Anyway, that's enough kissing my own arse. Back to the more important task of being so shower that I got half the hood screaming knowledge is power. And I ain't saying that I change rap, but I do know this for a fact. Right now there's you on the block with his hands on his face screwed up, so he don't care, that he don't give up, that he won't let nobody call his block, but the words go in. Open your chakras. Once that's happening, there's no going backwards. Start to see what is really happening. Who the enemy is should be attacking us. So read, stuck on the block, read, sitting in the box, read, don't let them say that you can cheat. Because when people are insane, one of the first things they do is stop them breathing. Because it is well understood that intelligent people would take their freedom. Because if we knew our power, we would understand we can't be held down. If we knew our power, we would not elevate not one of these clowns. If we knew our power, we wouldn't get arrogant when we get too pennies. If we knew our power, we'd see what everybody sees that we're rich already. Whenever my NMCs go run for your mummy, I'm hungry, I run for my tummy. That's enough. Back to worship for money.